Add today an additional order, and we're doing it to frankly give our children, our teachers, the best chance to succeed.
New guidance from the governor. Students who return to the classroom this fall will do so wearing masks. The expectations, and when we could hear more about the future of fall sports.
My grandparents watched him, my parents watched him, I watched him growing up.
Remembering a television legend. We look back at the record-setting career of Dick Goddard. And our team remembers a man who made his mark on a city with his humor, his forecast, and his love of all animals.
It's definitely the most sick I've ever been in my life.
A family infected. A medical employee who stayed away from his loved ones to protect them ends up bringing the virus home. Testing shortage. Can anyone who wants a COVID-19 test really get one? We look at your options if you're exposed and how long it could take to get results.
And it's tax-free weekend. What you can buy for less, from school supplies to shoes to clothes, no matter what your school year looks like. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Hello again, Northeast Ohio, and thank you so much for choosing What's New. I hope your Tuesday has been a good one so far with Romney Smith, who is in for the vacationing Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. Hello, Romney.
Hey, Jay. Always good to be here. I'm starting to feel like the unofficial but official fill-in for Betsy, and I like it. I like being here with you guys. And we start today with some really big news just announced by Ohio Governor Mike DeWine. The governor is issuing an order requiring all students to wear masks at school. Let's get right over to Laura Queso, who has more details. Good evening, Laura.
Hi, Romney. Hi, Jay. Yeah, just a few hours ago, the governor announced that he is issuing an order requiring K-12 students returning to school to wear masks or face coverings. DeWine said the order gives Ohio the best chance it has to get our students back in the classroom this fall. Going on to say the Ohio Children's Hospital Association and Ohio pediatricians have jointly recommended masks for all kids heading back to the classroom. There are exceptions, though. That includes students under the age of 2, any child unable to remove a mask without assistance, a child with a significant behavioral or psychological issue undergoing treatment, a child with severe autism or with extreme developmental delay, and a child with a facial deformity that causes airway obstruction.
And we're doing it to frankly give our children, our teachers, the best chance to succeed. The best chance for whatever dreams you have for your child, whatever goals you have for your child this academic year. We are doing this so that child has the best possibility of achieving those goals.
DeWine said that the state is working with FEMA to distribute 2 million masks to schools for use by students and also staff. The governor said community spread in each district will reflect the future of the school year. So important. Now, as far as sports, so many of you are talking about this. The lieutenant governor said the state is still working with the Ohio High School Athletic Association to finalize a plan to return competition for full contact sports this fall. Now, DeWine also announced that former Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Amy Acton has left her role as an advisor to his office. She is returning to the Columbus Foundation, where she worked before leading the Ohio Department of Health. Okay, so clearly he said a lot today. It was a long press conference, Jay.
He did. A lot going on and still a lot more to say. Everybody is waiting anxiously to hear what is going to happen with sports. Laura, thank you very much. We'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Sure.
The latest COVID numbers released today trending the wrong way. There were 1,143 new cases. As you can see, that's up 211 from yesterday. It also marks the first time in 4 days that we've had more than 950 cases in a single day. It is, however, almost 150 cases below our 21-day rolling average. Our positivity rate ticked down 0.1 percentage point. As of today, 5.5% of all tests given came back positive, but hospitalizations statewide are up 37 from yesterday, and the 31 deaths announced in today's report, 21 more deaths than were reported yesterday. Romney?
Jay, speaking of coronavirus, you know, everyone from the president to the governor says if you want a COVID-19 test, you can get one. So that begs the question, where do you go to get a test if you feel sick or if you're worried that you were exposed? Our Will Hewitt got some answers from pharmacies and our area's 3 largest hospitals.
If you're looking to get a COVID-19 test, one of the first things many people do is get online, go to something like Google and search for COVID testing. Something like this pops up, listing different locations that you can get one, from hospitals to pharmacies. But they all have different procedures, protocols, and they all get test results back in different time frames. So what's best for you? Our 3 main hospitals in town, Cleveland Clinic, Metro Health, and UH, all require appointments and symptomatic patients. There are outlying circumstances, such as testing before procedures at the hospital, and of course, those that need admittance into the emergency room don't need an appointment. When it comes to pharmacies, places like CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid all offer testing to those that meet CDC criteria. While they don't require a physician's referral, you do need to complete an online assessment or form first and have an appointment. Patients stay in their cars throughout the process, with most tests being self-administered.
Accessibility becomes such a major issue here. So we're watching both ends of it, making sure we balance being able to offer the test to the patients that need it and are requesting it, then also making sure we don't put the strains on the actual resources. We're very intentional to make sure that we're not overstressing that system so we can keep meeting the needs of the customers.
So in summary, if you have symptoms, but the symptoms aren't severe enough to go to the emergency room, you should probably start by contacting your primary care physician, talk to your hospital, figure out about how to get a test. If you don't have symptoms, but fear you may have come in contact with someone, or maybe you have some different circumstances in which you think you need a test, you can go to one of the pharmacies and complete their forms, talk to them online to see if you qualify for an appointment there. Will Hewitt, 3 News.
He was a living legend in Cleveland, and today we all learned that meteorologist Dick Goddard passed away.
Yeah, very sad for many of us. Goddard was a beloved personality and one of the most well-known television figures in Cleveland history. Lena Lai takes a look back at his life and the legacy he leaves behind.
That was so bad, people had to call the station.
It was his gentle charm and authenticity that propelled a young Dick Goddard to become a Cleveland icon. After graduating from Greene High School, he began his weather career in the U.S. Air Force in the early 50s, later graduating from Kent State.
On NBC.
In 1960, Goddard's first TV weather job was here at WKYC, formerly known as KYW-TV. But during a station trade, Goddard moved to Philadelphia. The true Buckeye quickly realized his mistake.
But I went to Philadelphia. People were great to me. But after a few months, I thought, why am I doing this when I had offers to come back? I'm such a sports nut. 8 had the Browns. I decided to go to 8 with.
And that's where he would remain for 5 decades. Former WJW General Manager Virgil Dominic explains that rare kind of longevity.
In one word, he was genuine. Absolutely genuine. You know, the Dick Goddard that you saw on the air was the Dick Goddard in person.
And he also had another not-so-well-known side job. Remember his love for the Browns? For 40 years, he served as the broadcast statistician on game days, tracking the plays and crunching the numbers. From 1999 until retirement 5 years ago, right alongside the voice of the Browns, our own Jim Donovan.
He had a huge whiteboard that he would have in the booth with him, and as the game went along, he would update every play, every amount of yardage, individually and team-wise, as the game went along. He was impeccable.
Behind the scenes, Goddard was also known as quite the prankster.
Every time I saw him, I had to literally check my back, my sides, my children, because he always had Woolly Bear stickers, and he would always put them on you.
But everyone knew Goddard's other passion, his love for animals. Ohio's Goddard's Law was passed in 2016 that increases penalties for the abuse of animals.
He had an incredible sense of responsibility.
Trust in Goddard became the motto for his weather forecasting.
He truly, truly cared about not only the profession, but about the people he was serving.
And in that spirit, a beloved broadcast legend, Dick Goddard was 89 years old. Lena Lai, 3 News.
Thank you very much. Our own Betsy Kling considers Dick Goddard a role model. She's on vacation, but took the time to send out a tweet that calls him a legend. She's sending her best to those who knew him.
Well, obviously completely heartbroken over the passing of Dick Goddard, a man who really is a legend in Northeast Ohio. My grandparents watched him. My parents watched him. I watched him growing up. There are so many meteorologists who call Cleveland their hometown, and every single one of them say that Dick Goddard played a role in their life, their early career, and their upbringing throughout. So my heart goes out to the Goddard family. My heart goes out to the Fox 8 family, too. He will be missed.
In addition to Betsy, someone else here at 3 News who was inspired by and looked up to Mr. Goddard is our own Matt Wentz. And Matt, we would love if you could just take a moment to share with us how you're remembering Dick Goddard tonight.
Well, absolutely, Romney. Towards Betsy's point and everyone else's point, I think the reason why I became a meteorologist growing up in Ashtabula County was about 10% due to the crazy weather we had. But I had to give 90% of that credit to Dick Goddard. I just remember gathering around watching when there were snowstorms with our family. He would talk about how viewers would write in and say, I shoveled 6 inches of partly cloudy out of my driveway this morning. He always had a sense of humor to go with the weather, but he just had some of the best forecasts that I watched growing up. One time I got a chance to meet him. We've been to numerous Woolly Bear festivals, but one time he was coming to the Ashtabula Mall. I remember being so nervous that day. I had to find something for him to sign, and I was nervous in line. When I finally got up to him, I remember just spewing out to him, I want to be a meteorologist like you. And I'm sure he was like, yeah, okay, kid, great. Like every kid wants to be one, But he was so genuine and so nice. And I remember he signed the paper that I have, and I still have it today. He signed it to Matt, Sunny Skies, love Dick Goddard. And that Sunny Skies, I've taken away forever. And I've written that on all my emails and all that, just saying Sunny Skies because of him. That meant so much to me, and especially, in the times that we have right now, Sunny Skies is definitely what we all need. So we didn't just, as Northeast Ohio, lose a legend, but I think the meteorological community lost a good one as well.
Matt, thank you so much. It's so great to hear the impact he had on you, and he passed on a great legacy because you are one of our amazing meteorologists, and we all love you too. And we can feel the sincerity from you right now going out to his friends and his family. And you know what? Matt's not alone. Our Jim Donovan will share his memories of Dick Goddard and his love of the Browns ahead at 5:30. Jay?
Romney, thanks. Right now, time to get a check of some of the other stories making headlines here at 5. And for that, we say hello to Russ Mitchell. Hi, Russ.
Jay, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to you at home. Tropical storm Isaias made landfall overnight as a Category 1 hurricane, slamming into the North Carolina coast near Ocean Isle Beach. That storm moving up the East Coast after spawning tornadoes in several states, including North Carolina, where 2 were killed. The risk of flash flooding stretches from Virginia through New England, and hundreds of thousands are without power. Matt Wentz is going to have more on that in just a few minutes. At least 50 dead, 3,000 hurt after a massive explosion ripped through Beirut today. Video on social media shows huge plumes of smoke and heavily damaged buildings. The blast may have been caused by a fire at a hangar near the port, where explosives were being stored. And an FBI raid in downtown Cleveland this morning. This happened at the offices of Opta Management Group in connection with the investigation of Ukrainian oligarch Igor Kolomoisky. He is accused by a Ukrainian bank of money laundering in a 104-page federal indictment. That investigation has been underway for more than a year.
Everything's under seal right now, so I can't elaborate on the reason we're here or what's going on, but we can confirm, obviously, our presence.
The bank claims Kolomoisky and a partner acquired hundreds of millions of dollars in U.S. real estate, but laundered money in the process. Rachel Polanski is going to have much more on this pretty complicated but somewhat weirdly fascinating story tonight at 6 o'clock.
Very fascinating. I'm sure we're in for some twists and turns in that. Russ, thank you very much.
Sure.
We'll see you in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, hold the tax. Back to school shopping may look a little bit different during the pandemic, but you can still cash in on some of those great deals. We're going to tell you when to shop tax-free and what's included.
And Jay, why the Cleveland Clinic is reminding everyone to leave your gloves behind on your shopping trips. That story is ahead and clicking in Cleveland.
And Jason, what's...
Hey there, overall today was one of those days where we saw the sun as well as the rain. So when are we finally going to dry out? I'll have that answer coming up for you on What's New after the break. you, Al.
Welcome back to What's New. Everything is different in the midst of this pandemic. We all know that, even going back to school. But one thing isn't changing, Romney, Ohio's tax-free weekend.
Yeah, it starts this coming Friday, the 7th, and no matter what back-to-school option your family chooses, chances are you'll still need some supplies. So here's what you can buy tax-free this weekend. Any school supplies like pencils, notebooks, and binders that are less than $20. Clothes and shoes that cost $75 or less are also included. Again, that's Friday. It starts Friday and ends on Sunday. And if you're not comfortable physically going into a store, that's okay, because these deals include in-person shopping and online shopping. And you know what? Let's turn our attention now to weather. And we have millions of people being impacted by Isaias, but our own weather in Northeast Ohio is also changing, Jay.
Romney, right now, for details on what to expect weather-wise, we go to meteorologist Jason Fraser. Jason, what can we expect tonight? What's going on out there?
Well, you know, for the majority of us, we are going to continue to see lots of cloud cover in around Northeast Ohio. And there is a slight chance at seeing just a little bit of rain. But I want to also talk about what's happening in the Northeast. If you have any family members in New England right now or parts of New York State, they are either under a tornado watch or warning. And that is all because of still Tropical Storm Isaias. It continues to move northeastward, and it's about 20 miles outside of Albany, New York. And it's still has sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. It is very rare to have tropical systems go this far north and still retain their tropical nature, but it does happen, and we will likely continue to see this happening here over the next couple of months, because you know what? We still have about another 3 or 4 months left until the end of hurricane season, which goes until the end of November. All right, so what's going to happen with Isaias? It's going to continue to move northward, so it's going to end up clipping not only parts of New York State, but also Vermont. And then it's expected to continue into Canada by tomorrow afternoon. And then we expect for it to become a low pressure system and lose its tropical strength. All right, closer to home over in Ashland, Jamiri was out and about on the tractor, and she took this video of her just going through the sunflower beds. I really appreciate you doing that. And you can also see some of the rain showers coming in there. As always, friends, if you have a weather video or picture, do me a favor. You can tag me on all of the social medias, or you can also upload it to the WKYC app. It's the second option there. So a lot of you have been talking all about the rain showers that we have been getting. So far, we have had the last 5 days, including today, full of some rain, and we got one more likely along the way. So Doppler Radar right now, depending on where you are, you're either seeing mostly cloudy skies with a few peaks of sunshine, or you're seeing just a little bit of rain. So we have some rain right now moving across Akron, Those of you in Alliance right now are getting a break. It's the same over in Canton. And a few minutes ago, we did see some light to moderate rain showers moving across New Philadelphia. You guys are getting a break. Much wider view on the satellite and radar. You'll notice that we do have some drier air to our west over in the St. Louis area. That is going to continue to shift eastward. So we do have some drier weather that is going to be heading our way, but we're just going to have to wait just a little while longer. Temps right now across the region, 70 degrees in Elyria, 71 in Medina, 72 here in downtown Cleveland. So one of the things that is going to also happen is the jet stream is going to continue to slide southward, and that's going to continue to allow some much colder air from Canada to push across our region. So tomorrow we won't even really see the mid to upper 70s, and then we do have some warmer weather that is going to make its way into our neighborhoods this weekend and into next week. So we are not saying goodbye to summer-like weather anytime soon. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. So I'm going to keep the chance of a pop-up shower or two for much of northeast Ohio in the evening hours. And then tomorrow, the closer you are to the lakeshore, the more likely that you could end up seeing just a quick shower pop up. Those of you in inland communities like Mansfield, New Philadelphia, Worcester, Canton likely won't see any rain showers. But look at where the temperature is starting tomorrow morning in the upper 50s and low 60s for you. And by the afternoon time, as I mentioned, we won't even make it really out of the mid-70s. Here's a look right now at your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. High for tomorrow, 74 degrees, 78 for Thursday. And then we slightly improved by the weekend. We're talking about middle 80s, 87 by Sunday. Romney?
All right, looks good. Heading back into that summertime weather. Thanks, Jason.
Going gloveless, why you should ditch the gloves while you're at the store. All the details straight ahead. Clicking in Cleveland is next.
See everything from Rainier, like Mount Hood, Mount St. Helens.
Okay. Baker's the other one. Those are like the 4 big ones. Do you have your IFB?
Hello, hello. I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. All right.
Welcome back. It's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland, so I'm going to send it over to our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney, who is monitoring all the big stories on WKYC.com. Hey, Stephanie.
Hi there, Romney. You know, people have a lot to say about Governor Mike DeWine requiring masks of all students in classrooms this fall, and not a lot of people are happy about it. C.G. Powell says she won't have her healthy son, who is starting school for the first time this year, wear a mask, and that the governor is not protecting her rights. I didn't see much out there in support of this, but Kevin Rasnick got close, saying schools were desperately looking for guidance from the governor's office. And now we have this order coming on the mask issue. This parent said if you know anything about kids, they'll go to school with a Spider-Man mask and come home with a Flash mask because they've traded it with hashtags that bring up the most popular reaction that the best thing to do for the health and safety of employees, children, and families is just keep school buildings closed for now. Now, the Cleveland Clinic has just come out with a campaign telling us the many reasons why we need to wear masks, but what they're saying that we should skip is the gloves while we're out shopping. Clinic experts say it's not necessarily wrong to wear gloves if done properly, but using them the wrong way makes wearing them a bad idea. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Patricia Dandash said the problem is when people don't take off the gloves the right way, further contaminating themselves and others around them. Now, the experts say the best thing to do is just wash your hands often and thoroughly. And Romney, we are also just now learning that Cedar Point has canceled Hollow Weekends, but they are replacing it with something that's going to look a little bit different. And we do have all of those details, so our viewers can read all about that on WKYC.com. and on our WKYC app.
Ooh, what a tease. I'm going to have to go to there because I need to see what the change is and if I might want to, take a little trip out there.
It sounds like they've got a little festival coming up that might be something nice, but not quite Hollow Weekends, but we do have all the details online.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Stephanie. COVID hits home. We'll hear from a family who took extra safety precautions against the virus, but still ended up getting infected. And back to the drawing table, while many Americans struggle financially, we have the very latest from the debate on an economic stimulus plan. And the king and queen of home renovation are back when Chip and Joanna Gaines will finally return back to TV. Can't wait for that one.
Hey, Al. How are you? Let's see. We first met Jeff Wolfe back in June when he was working at the COVID testing site for Cleveland Clinic.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Yes, it is. Hello again, and welcome back to What's New on this Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I'm Jay Crawford.
And I'm Romney Smith. Let's begin tonight with our top talker. Legendary Cleveland meteorologist Dick Goddard passed away at the age of 89.
Romney, he was a Cleveland legend. Until his retirement a few years ago, he was on TV here in Cleveland every year of my life. Dick began his career right here at 3 News in 1960. He had a brief stint in Philadelphia, then realized how much he missed Cleveland and came back home. He went to work at Fox 8 in 1965, and that's where he spent the remainder of his career. Dick Goddard will be remembered for his love of animals, even helping to get Goddard's Law passed, a measure that led to harsher penalties for animal cruelty. From 1966 through 2011, Dick Goddard could also be found at Cleveland Browns home games. That's where he worked alongside our own voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan. And Jim, you and I know this, but so many people at home perhaps don't understand just how important the position of statistician is to the play-by-play game. And I know you had so many memories of your time with them. Please share some of the better ones.
You're right about that, Jay. That's a tight little family inside the radio booth or any broadcast booth, and every part of that family has to get along, and they have to work together. And Dick Goddard was attached to me by the hip. I needed him that much. I mean, he was essential to the broadcast. Now, when he would come to a Browns game, and first of all, he dearly loved the Browns. I mean, he came there to be the statistician at the game. He didn't come there to be the Fox 8 meteorologist and wave to fans. He would do that, but I mean, he was very, very serious to be the statistician, and he wanted to do it absolutely perfectly. He had a wonderful system for a guy like me that counted on a guy to give you the numbers right away and that they would be accurate. I mean, he was pretty much close to perfect, and he did it all by hand, the old-fashioned way. He had a big, big, huge whiteboard that he would bring into the broadcast booth. He'd put it up on the wall. He would fill it in completely before the game with all the names of the players that would be making plays in the game, running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, kickers. He had all different kinds of categories, and he would keep a running total of the numbers in the game. And, Jay, I will tell you this. If he was 1 yard off of a play and there was some kind of discrepancy according to the official stats and the Goddard stats, it would drive him crazy. He would go back through his notes, I mean, you know, frantically and say, how did that happen? I think they were wrong, and most times they probably were wrong. He was just a wonderful guy. He was egoless in the booth. He was there to do a job, and he did it very, very well, and he did it for a lot of great sportscasters like Nev Chandler, Gib Shanley, Jim Mueller, Casey Coleman, and I was proud to be a part of that chain, too, that worked with him. He was a great, great guy.
You know, one thing that everybody had a connection to Dick Goddard with was his love of animals, and I think that's one reason he was so popular. But, Jimmy, just hearing you talk about how he addressed his second job, his main job obviously was, you know, putting together weather forecasts at Channel 8. But I think the reason so many of us could connect to him was because he had that Midwestern work ethic. Whatever his job was, he approached it as if that was the most important job in the world at that time.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. I mean, really, it was amazing to watch him. I used to drive to the stadium, and we would almost pull in at the same time. And Jay, he would get into the parking lot, get out, and he would have that big board that I told you about that he would fill out. He'd have a whole glossary of pens and magic markers and things like that he would bring into the booth. And he was armed and ready to go. But I do want to tell you this story. It's a great, great story as we go on the backside of this. And that is his love of animals was 24/7. I'm sure we've pointed out in our coverage of Dick Goddard's life. So there was a game one time where all of a sudden the game was over, Jay. I left the broadcast booth and I had left something behind, probably my cell phone. And so the stadium had kind of cleared out and I went back up into the broadcast booth to find my cell phone. And I hear some noise in the booth, and by this time, everybody had departed the stadium. And there was Dick Goddard, and he was accumulating all the hot dogs that nobody ate in the press box from the media lunch. And I said, Dick, what are you doing? And he said, you got to feed the pets. He said, this is the original. doggy bag.
And that's how much he loved animals, and boy, did we love him, and he will be missed. Jimmy, thank you so much for the fond memories of a guy that we all remember fondly and will be missed dearly. Jimmy, thanks. We'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Okay, thanks, Jay.
Romney?
And memories like that are all plastered across social media right now, flooded with people remembering Dick Goddard. There are so many amazing tweets and posts right now. 3 News digital anchor Stephanie Haney joins us with what people are saying. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Romney. Oh, my goodness. That story about the hot dog, that is just testament to the person that Dick Goddard was. And as soon as we learned about his passing this morning, tributes started pouring in celebrating his life. His longtime co-worker, Robin Swoboda, shared this photo with him from her wedding, tagging co-anchor Tim Taylor and writing, "Dick Goddard was the rarest of the rare. The world is a better place for having you in it. I will always love you." He was well known, as many people have said, as an animal lover and advocate. The Cleveland Animal Protective League shared this photo, and President and CEO Sharon Harvey said, "Dick was devoted to making a difference that mattered for the 4 foots, and he made standing for animals the right thing to do in Cleveland and beyond." And his many fans shared memories of him today too, calling him a legend and saluting him as a gentleman who was well respected and loved. Karen Inman posted that Cleveland loved Dick, writing, "Thanks for all you did. The Woolly Bear Festival will not be the same." And so many people have mentioned that Woolly Bear Festival, Romney. Dick Goddard actually came up with that idea where people show up, they dress themselves up, they dress their pets up to celebrate the woolly bear caterpillar. So his love for animals was not limited to the furry ones. Just one more reason why he'll always be so special here to Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely. And I think at a time right now, I feel like I can't get enough of these amazing stories about Dick Goddard. Thank you, Stephanie.
We have a follow-up to a story we did a couple of months ago. You may remember this, on a Cleveland Clinic employee who stayed away from his family in order to prevent giving them the virus. Except his efforts, sadly, did not work. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins is here now to tell us how nearly the whole family is fighting this disease. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Jay. Yeah, we first met Jeff Wolfe back in June while he was working the COVID testing line for Cleveland Clinic. Well, he chose to stay away from his family for 3 months because 3 family members have autoimmune disorders, including a daughter with a very serious condition. 6 days after he was able to go home, on Father's Day actually, 6 days later, Jeff developed symptoms and passed it on to his wife and 3 of his 4 daughters. Fortunately, the oldest with the serious problem was sent to stay with family, and she's okay. But the family hopes others learn how serious this illness is and how fast it can strike.
They might not be realizing that their choice is affecting maybe our whole family and someone else's whole family.
It affects everybody differently. So if we have mild cases, it might be different for other people.
We should all just be safe during these times and then wait for it to pass.
Now, this family did take precautions, but it is a cautionary tale of how one slip can bring that virus home. It's also another reason why people should think of the safety of others. Jeff hadn't been working the testing lines when he was diagnosed. He was back at his normal location, so he's not sure how he contracted it. Tonight at 6, you'll hear more about their symptoms and the lingering effects that the virus left behind, Jay.
Very, very tough. We certainly wish them the best. Monica, thanks. We appreciate it.
Let's head over to Washington, D.C. now, where top White House officials and congressional Democrats are trying to kickstart talks over a new coronavirus relief bill after the original talks imploded. President Trump's Treasury Secretary and Chief of Staff met with the group today for a new round of discussions. At issue, just how much could be included in a new round of stimulus checks to Americans. But Republicans and Democrats agree they all have a ways to go.
$1 trillion for kids, jobs, and health care. The Democrats are blocking it all.
We remain far apart on a number of issues, but we're finally moving in the right direction.
We'll keep you updated on those talks when anything develops.
Well, is anyone surprised? Taylor Swift's latest effort is a smash hit. She's breaking more records, and we've got the details straight ahead in your Pop Break.
All right, let's head to Jason really quick for a check of what's going on outside.
Well, we got some much cooler weather that is in store, and this is all after our 5th day in a row of seeing some rain showers. So how low is it about to go? I'll let you know coming up.
And it's a tasty one on the National Day calendar. Today is National What Day? Is it A, Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, B, Sugar Cookie Day, or C, Cookie Cake Day? We're back with your answer after the break. All right, it's a tasty one on the national calendar day. Today is National What Day? Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, Sugar Cookie Day, or Cookie Cake Day? I like all the options, but the correct answer is A, Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I could use one or maybe a dozen right now, Jay.
You know, had I known that it was Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, and I didn't, I would have made sure to bring you a chocolate chip cookie.
I was thinking the same thing. I would have swung by Insomnia Cookie and brought those warm. Isn't it always better when it's a warm cookie?
Right out of the oven.
So good.
There's nothing better.
Absolutely.
So good. Well, Rihanna has been busy during quarantine, though she's been staying out of the spotlight. And is it folklore or a true story? I'm intrigued. Romney has your pop break details.
Rihanna is out of hiding and showing the world what she's been up to during quarantine. This singer is gracing the cover of the September issue of Harper's Bazaar and, as always, demonstrating how to be cool, even when she's just taking the trash out. The Fenty beauty and clothing creator is looking forward to the future and announcing a brand new skincare line, Fenty Skin, which she debuts in a nighttime skincare routine video with the magazine. No word on when it drops, but we are definitely going to check it out. It may sound like folklore, but this story is true. Billboard announced that Taylor Swift made history as the first ever artist to have a song debut at #1 on the Hit 100 chart and the Billboard 100 chart for her new song, Cardigan. Taylor also broke the record for most songs to appear on the Hot 100 chart from a female artist, and has claimed the top spot for highest selling album of the year with more than 846,000 purchases and streams in less than a week. Did we mention she created the album under quarantine? she really doesn't ever stop working. And it's been 3 years since Chip and Joanna Gaines last unveiled a renovated home on HGTV. But today, the DIY king and queen have officially announced the return of their hit show, Fixer Upper. The couple said in a statement on their website that they originally thought they closed the book on that chapter of their life, but they spent the last few years dreaming of making old things new again, and new episodes will premiere on their channel, Magnolia Network, as early as 2021.
Now, Jay, I love all three of these stories, so you pick one and let's chat about it.
All right, well, I'm good on the Chip and Joanna because in my house, they were on all the time.
Mine too.
With their show. My wife is a huge fan. But, you know, in TV, when you disappear for a number of years, it's easy for folks to kind of forget about what the buzz was. But in this case, I don't think it's going to hurt them at all.
Well, they had a line at Target. You know, they had the whole Magnolia thing,
absolutely.
and she came out with a line of homeware and cookware. And so
it's an industry, Chip and Joanna.
They are a big brand.
What is this? I don't really know, though. Is it going to be their own network? So it's a completely different channel?
It's kind of like what Oprah did. You know how she created OWN, but it wasn't all her?
Right.
It's kind of like that. They will have their own shows featuring them, but they will also have other designers, other homemakers, and it's a 24-hour channel. So they are taking their TV show and really taking it up to the next level to become a 24/7 TV channel and brand.
Well, good luck to them. Look, there's a lot of competition in that space.
There is.
But
I'll be watching.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're very good together. It's a good program. I always enjoy it. I always learn something too.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to do weather, I believe, right?
Yes, it's that time. Our temperatures are ticking upwards, which is what I like to hear.
Is Jason a fan of Chip and Joanna?
No, but I make him watch it every now and then, so he knows who they are.
Not a
Yeah,
fan.
but you know what? I am a fan of chocolate chip cookies. But you know what? Romney has me eating this healthy stuff. Okay, Jay. Ever since I gained the COVID-13.
Yeah, we're trying to drop that COVID weight.
Yeah, but you know
not
what?
the same as chocolate chip cookies.
I'm sorry. Exactly. Jay, please save me. I still haven't gotten those cupcakes from last week. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about weather. What? What'd I do? Oh, yeah, oops, I did. Hey, Jay, I might need your couch tonight. Okay, all right, let's talk weather.
You're in trouble, Romney.
Let's talk weather. A serious thing, though, was going along the East Coast. You might have heard it. It's called Tropical Storm Isaias. The good news is it is starting to move much farther northward, and we are starting to see some of that power that it did have over 24 hours ago. It is starting to dissipate. However, we are still seeing tornado watches and warnings throughout much of New England. So it still has sustained winds at about 65 miles per hour. It's gusting up to about 75 miles per hour, and it's about 20 miles outside of Albany, New York. We expect for it to continue to move northeastward, and then it's going to try and make its way into Canada before shifting eastward. I do think within the next 24 hours, it will no longer be a tropical system. It's just going to be a very strong storm. Over in Ashland, much closer to home, before the rain moved in, Jamiri was out on the tractor, out in that sunflower field. That is so gorgeous. I absolutely love those. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sending that over. As always, friends, if you have an interesting weather picture or video, you can snap it and send it over to the WKYC app. It's the second option there on the app. All right, so rain. We have gotten so much rain, man. Let me tell you something. We could do some water skiing out in the front parking lot because it's just been raining and raining, including today. We've had 5 days of rain, and we have one more likely on the way. So Doppler radar right now, you'll notice that things are a bit more quiet on the west side, but as we zoom in here over in Akron right now, there's some rain showers. Rootstown, get ready. You guys are likely going to see some of those rain showers. In New Philadelphia, things are finally chilling out down there. Much wider view on the satellite and radar. You'll notice that over in the Chicago area, they do have some clouds, but it is dry right now, and that air is going to be pushing across into our neighborhoods here within the next 24 to about 36 hours. As far as temps right now across the region, we got 70s, including 71 in Elyria, 74 down in Akron. It is a little bit cooler over in Ravenna, checking in the upper 60s. So what's happening right now is the jet stream has a bit of a dip in it, and that is allowing some cold Canadian air to push across our region. But don't you worry, the summer-like weather is going to be returning this weekend, and that is all thanks in part due to that jet stream retreating back into Canada. National Design Board, hour by hour forecast. We're going to continue to see on and off again rain showers along the lakeshore. So Westlake, Rocky River, and also Lakewood will likely also see some additional rain showers. Those of you in inland communities like Mansfield, New Philadelphia, Worcester, Canton, Dover, you guys I think might be done for the rain showers after about 7 o'clock tonight. And then what's going to happen in the overnight hours, some of you will see just a quick pop-up shower, and you may even be waking up to a pop-up shower as well. Overall, though, for most of you in inland communities, we'll end up seeing a gorgeous sunrise. So do us a favor and snap that photo. I'd love to see it for tomorrow and upload it to the WKYC app. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we will see partly to mostly cloudy skies. There will be some peaks of sunshine, but I am expecting some of that moisture, though, to stay along the lake. Here's a look right now at your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. We don't even make it out of the mid-70s tomorrow, and then we slowly improve over the next 5 days. And we'll see temperatures improving to the low 80s by Saturday, 87 by Sunday. So hopefully you haven't put away the swimming trunks just yet, guys, because we are going to see some much warmer weather.
Looking forward to it.
And Jason Romney said that she's making cupcakes and chocolate chip cookies for you tonight.
I did not. Oh my goodness, Jay.
I'm pretty sure I heard that, Jason.
Oh, she is?
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, coming up, fan-free games, the latest on spectators at professional sports games, and the potential impact on tailgating.
I thought you said that, Romney.
No.
I thought you did. Also, ahead at 6, what matters most in the fight against coronavirus? We're going to head to Morgan County for one family's perspective as we hit Ohio's 88 counties in 88 days. Welcome back to What's New. Everyone has been searching for a shred of normalcy these days, and that includes the comeback of sports. An extended order late last week from the Ohio Department of Health bars fans from attending contact sporting events, not just for high school sporting events, but for college and professional sports, Romney, as well.
It's been huge. That order says, quote, spectators are not permitted to contact at the contact sports competitive interclub/team play. So the ODH says that means football, hockey, basketball, and more. And that would apply to Buckeyes and Browns games this fall. So now Ohio State and the Browns have both given season ticket holders the ability to opt out of their tickets. The order is slated to be in effect until Ohio State's of emergency is over or modified. Jeff.
Now, Romney, it isn't clear what the rule means for tailgaters. Will they be allowed? Who enforces that? So far, the city of Cleveland has not clarified how it will handle the Muni lot.
Ooh.
I cannot even, forget the fact that fans may not be allowed into the stadium for Browns games. I can't envision an empty Muni lot on a home Browns Sunday.
Right. Okay, so I anchor Saturday and Sunday mornings, and so the whole fall season, I wanted to go there. I couldn't because I was working, but the atmosphere, the camaraderie, the hype before the game, it's an experience. It's a thing here.
It is. I've seen tailgating all across the country, both college football and the NFL. I almost consider myself a connoisseur of football tailgating. I've been to that many of them. I have never seen anything, not even Ohio State, and they know how to do it down there.
Yes.
Nothing, in my view, compares to the Muni lot and Browns tailgating.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fan or two who still goes down to the Muni lot, even outside, to say, I'm still here.
Well, if you're not allowed to be there, I will be there at least in spirit.
Absolutely.
Unimaginable. Okay. I have never in my life seen a balancing act quite like the one we're about to show you. You will not believe what this Olympic swimmer is about to do. It is our worth the watch, and man, it is, and it's next.
I do. Hi, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. All good, thank you.
Hey, mic check. 1 2 3. So what are you doing tonight, Crane?
Hey, Al, I got you. Yep.
Hello. 1 2 3 4 5 1. Okay.
Welcome back. Time now for your Worth the Watch. She's an athlete, so we know she's got skills, but Jay, this is next level right here.
It really is next level. Olympic swimmer Katie Ledecky is known for her prowess in the pool, but this is something altogether different. Take a look at this. She uses a snorkel, and Romney, the Olympic gold medal swimmer, swims the entire length of a pool. That is a glass of chocolate milk balancing on her head. She goes the entire distance. and she does not spill a single drop. The stunt was part of a new Got Milk campaign. Ledecky called it one of the best swims of her career and even got to enjoy the unspilled prize at the end of her swim.
There you go.
That is wild.
Impressive.
Unbelievable. Thanks so much for watching What's New. We invite you to join us again tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
What matters most with Russ